welcome back to another Rude Customers podcast. I am Dave.
And I am Blossom.
It's Christmas week.
It is. I mean, it's kind of.
Well, it's 7 days till Christmas.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Christmas is next Monday. Thus, Christmas week.
It is storming outside, y'all. It is just storming outside, and it's going to storm for 2 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just atrocious out
If
there.
you're on the East Coast, you already know the whole East Coast has been hampered by this storm that hit. And yeah, it's hopefully should clear up in the next day.
But I woke up this morning, and I'm really in the mood for some oxtail.
Feeling some oxtail this morning?
Yeah.
So it's funny. I've been eating like Caribbean food for a few years now. You know, I've met some people who have opened my eyes to it. There's some decent places around here, but I got to ask you because you're kind of a connoisseur of the oxtail. What is the best oxtail that you can get around here? And is there much of a difference? Not in New Britain, but not where we live, but I mean somewhere else. Where's your go-to? Is it back where you're from, or is there a closer place?
Me or my mom when we make our oxtail.
Oh, your mom makes a killer. Oh, you and your mom, you guys make a killer oxtail.
Yeah.
You want to make some oxtail?
You don't. Every opportunity
I'll eat oxtail.
Every opportunity. You've had plenty of opportunities.
Seatown oxtail. I turned down
You've
Seatown
had
oxtail.
Plenty of First off, hold on. Let me get my first thought first. You had every opportunity to get oxtail plenty of times, and you have not. And two, to be honest with you, Seatown's oxtail, because it's not Jamaican, it's Mexican culture. The Jamaicans are like loving it because it's so cheap than if you actually got an oxtail from a Jamaican store. So it's kind of like anytime you see oxtail for a cheaper price, you're like, okay, I'm going to get it.
Yeah. And it's not that it's bad. It's just that the Seatown's got a lot of different options that I'd rather have. And I had a lot of oxtail for a while. It's not that I don't like oxtail. I'm not a bone guy.
I've never seen him have oxtail ever.
I will eat. See, now I've just done it because I don't want to seem like a poser. But I want to eat some oxtail. I don't like that. If I can shy away from bones, I shy away from bones. If I have other options, that's the only thing that's kept me from it. I love the meat, oxtail meat.
You sent me this this meme yesterday.
I did because it goes back to one of our earliest conversations that we've had in any type of regards to this type of show and podcast and this whole server culture, the tipping.
Can I sit back more? I'm kind of like in a.
Get up over here.
I just want to sit back.
Come a little bit closer.
Just because, or maybe I could just pull the camera closer, guys.
That too.
Okay, so anyways, we're closer now if you're watching this in video form. But yeah, I was thinking about oxtail. I always see it at the grocery stores around here. So I don't know. I might make it. Who knows? It takes like 4 hours though. Some people put it in the crock pot, but I don't like that.
You should just make it.
It's too like slimy. But
I'd say make it. 4 hours, but I'd say make it.
Okay, so you were sharing with me this meme yesterday that was kind of funny. It was about tipping.
Yeah, I thought it was very poignant to some of the conversations we've already had in the past. Yeah.
Hi, which floor?
3, please.
Okay. Excuse me?
One more time.
Hi, which floor?
3, please.
Okay. Excuse me?
Okay, so in that meme, if you're listening to this instead of watching it, basically it's a joke about, this lady goes into the elevator and she's like, hi, which floor? She presses 3. And then she shows her phone screen, and then you have the tipping options of like 10%, 20% or whatever. And I guess the whole joke about it is that, people want tips for the littlest things
Anything.
And I have a question though. Do you think because tipping has become so popular in every single job, genre known to man, do you think the servers, the wait staff is now suffering because people are so tired of tipping for like the smallest things.
Of course. Absolutely. Absolutely. It goes, I think that's 100% the case. People are tired of it. People are getting, because now it's being akin to panhandling. It's starting to look like now, like there's already jokes of panhandlers with tipping options on their friggin' phones. It's ridiculous. So I think, yeah, people are starting to really get into that mindset and just being tired of it. It had to have affected it just because it's constantly in the mindset of the consumer, and then whatever transfers over, they're going to spend less on tipping and stuff. So yeah, probably.
Yeah, I thought about that yesterday because I don't know. I feel like now when we go to restaurants, you hear more conversations of, oh, well, why do I have to tip more? Just because I ordered steak? Like, you know what I mean? I hear these conversations more of, well, what did they really do? And it used to be that because you went to a restaurant and you chose not to cook for yourself, you're paying for the service, right? And yes, we understand that the servers didn't cook that steak, but, you know, there's things that are like, you know, they give you the steak knife, they give you, like, if you want A1 sauce or whatever, like, they
provide the experience.
Yeah, it's about the experience, and I feel like that's slowly declining. I feel that because people want tips for, like, the littlest things now. What was it the other day? I'm trying to think. I forgot where I was at. I tipped, but I was like, oh, I never thought of tipping here. Where was it? I don't know. It'll come back to me, but I was like, I feel like the server industry is dying because of it.
I think people are burned out on the conversations. I think over the last 5 years in particular, there's been so much flux over what's important and what's not important. And then, you know, there's constantly fighting for wages, and tipping is part of it. And then you have to look at, like, does the consumer have a right to expect more when they're now knowing that they're helping pay for more salaries? Yeah. There's so much anger about, like, the decline in service overall, but customers are more friggin' needy and angry. Everyone seems more angry. No one really wants to have the menial jobs unless it's such a cluster. Like, the job force, especially in service industry, is such a cluster, and a lot of it is because of so much white noise that's out there now.
And so many people get mad at the companies. I feel like a lot of the companies are doing the workers wrong. And let me explain. So there's two examples that I can bring up easily. One is where when I did drive for Uber, they had the first priority thing. But when you're driving for Uber, you don't know that this person is a first priority until sometimes you don't even know. They don't tell you. And other times they do tell you once you've picked up the both of the orders, because they'll be like, okay, now that you picked up both of the orders for these two different people, this one is first priority. But then sometimes you don't get that message, and so people get upset too, because I've been in situations where people will, like, I've gone to the door, did the whole Uber Eats thing, and they'd be like, I was first priority. And I've actually had a lady slam the door in my face. And that's what I'm saying. Like, companies, I feel like, are doing the workers wrong. Even like when you go to Starbucks, a lot of the consumers or the customers are like, it's not our job to pay your wage. Why is the company making us pay your wage? I feel like it's a setup for employees to get yelled at. I do. I feel like it's a setup. Like, it's always a setup.
Tipping's always been there. You know, it's not like tipping is new. Tipping has always been around. It's just, I think, if I'm being honest, we know it's not every customer who has a problem with it.
Right.
I would probably call it 2 out of 10. 3 out of 10 if we want to be a little more... I don't think it's that bad.
Right.
However, I think the people that are using it are probably doing it as an excuse because it's a hot button topic and they just don't want to tip. So what's the easiest way? Make the other person feel uncomfortable about it. Make it just walk away. It's a shitty thing to do, but I think that's because who really, after all these years of tipping and the tip cups and the charity jars and everything else that nobody has a problem doing, everybody will, if they see someone on the street, they want it. It's
Right.
ridiculous. But because it's such a hot button stance, because wallets are tightening and the economy is on the forefront and is the world exploding or imploding or on fire, everyone's being more cognizant. You're using any excuse to be cheaper. The reality is, if you have the extra money, maybe this is the right time to be tipping more. Maybe and maybe that would happen if there wasn't so much conversation about it. I don't know.
I don't know. I also think 2020 really made people realize some things
It
too.
changed the dynamic of everything because it threw things into flux. Because it's not that essential workers was a bad phrase. It's not that it was the wrong phrase. COVID and everything about it, I feel like sometimes I have a pretty good take on it. It's nobody knew what the hell was going on. It was unfrickin' precedented, and we were arrogant. Nobody thought anything like that could happen in a modern age. The communication was too good. We watched it break down. Healthcare is too good. We watched it break down. And nobody knew what to do. So when we had to redefine and get things open, it went back to like the basics. People who were menial became essential because someone had to do it. And they were already doing it. So they figured they might as well keep doing it. And they liked the praise. But as soon as that ended, people expected the same level of care that went into it. Because for a little while there, people were really giving a shit. For about 4 months, the whole world cared. The lakes were cleaner. The air was unbelievable.
Yeah.
People stopped and thought for 4 fucking months. And then they got angry because they felt like they got duped. It's just like and it's led to such a divisive term in this essential workers, because we were essential then. Why can't we be paid for it now? And it's really helped them. It helped everybody in that fight for it. So it's made everyone kind of redefine who they are as workers and what they're worth. And I don't know anyone knows what the hell they're doing anymore.
No, I don't. But speaking of essential workers, I was at Stop and Shop yesterday.
Like the segue? Good segue.
I love the segue.
Yeah.
Thank you. I was at Stop and Shop yesterday. And, I got like $400 plus of groceries. And mind you, it didn't feel like, have you guys seen that meme of Home Alone? Like how impressive it was for Kevin to spend $19 and change and all that groceries. Like, I felt like that's what I got. Kevin groceries for 400 plus bucks.
Yeah.
But anyways.
Pretty much.
I actually had I actually took a photo of this as I was at the cash register. And it's kind of a really bad photo because I didn't want the lady to know that I was like taking a photo of it.
Why? You could have been looking for a job.
I guess. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. I just felt really bad and deviant. So I was like, let me hide the fact that I'm taking this photo. But anyways.
She didn't know your intentions.
I know.
She couldn't read your mind, but she knew she was being evil. So she's like, they know it. They know I'm being evil. Come on, you're great.
Well, anyways. Okay, so it says Stop and Shop now hiring. If you're watching this in video form, you can see it. It says Stop and Shop now hiring $15 per hour. And that alone pissed me off. But let me continue.
And then when she told me that, I went, oh, good.
Let me continue. Part-time cashiers, part-time porters, part-time online pickup, part-time produce, part-time, full-time deli prepared foods. Okay, deli's hiring full-time. Part-time meat, seafood, part-time grocery, dairy, part-time full-time night crew. Who wants to do night crew in stock? But anyways, actually, I would have done night crew.
I would have if the money's right.
Okay, let's get into...
If the money's right, I'll do night. But so the thing about that is one word fixes that sign. One word fixes it.
What?
Starting.
Okay.
If they put the word starting at $15, it's still egregious, and I can understand why there's still anger, but I think it fixes the sign. But because that says now hiring $15 an hour, and it's a lot of part-time work, that is offensive. Especially
it's very
at the
offensive.
holidays.
It's
Especially
extremely offensive. And mind you, I would work at Stop and Shop. Like, I would apply for a job after we're done recording, and I apply for a job to work that full-time night shift because I'm a night shift person. Because you have to deal with just less people.
Right.
So, I was always into night shifts and overnights. But anyways, so the problem I have with this is $15 is the min wage in Connecticut. So there's no flex there.
Why are you touting?
There's no flex. $15. And what pisses me off the most about this is that these were the workers that when the world ended, they were like, y'all are essential, so y'all need to get yourselves up and go to work. The people who were not essential are the ones, and obviously I'm not talking about doctors and stuff, but there's a lot of other professions out there where they didn't have to go to work. But these people who are currently getting paid $15 an hour, these essential workers, are only paid min wage. That doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, you didn't know why they came up with the phrase. It's a beautiful PR move. They needed people to go back to work. They needed it.
Yeah,
And they did
yeah.
not know when this was. I believe that. Like, everybody who thinks that there was something else going on, I don't know if I believe that. I think the government honestly had no clue for about 2.5, 3 months. They did not know what to do. I really do believe that.
No, everyone
So-
needs to get their food. When you think of
So
an
they
essential
start-
worker, you need to get your food. How are you going to survive?
Right.
So you need to pay the people at the grocery store that keeps y'all surviving. Because guess what? Even without no pandemic, we still got to get food anyways.
Did wages go up back then when the essential worker stuff
It
happened?
did go up. And so the
right?
argument's going to be, well,
I couldn't remember if it did, but I'm
it
pretty
did.
sure it
So
did.
it went up. It did. In Connecticut, we really struggled.
People
We
got
got paid.
People got paid.
You know, it was an extra $600, including what you would have. So
Yeah.
people were getting paid like $1,000 a week.
Oh,
like
yeah.
people were getting paid. I understand that. And then if you did work, you were getting like a huge pay increase on top of what you worked. So it was for sure worth it. Forget about pandemic. You have to, pandemic or not, you have to go to the goddamn grocery store to buy your food. How else are you going to get your food? I mean, yeah, you could get it from a restaurant, but where do they get it? You got to go to the grocery store to get your food. So why isn't the people that is helping us survive, why isn't the people that's helping us live only getting paid $15 an hour? That is greed, corporate greed. And that's what I had a problem with. And I was just like, this is so ridiculous. How embarrassing that, like, they're posting this, and you, as the cashier, is just like, you know, scanning all my stuff. I'm like, $15 an hour? You know, what are we gonna eat if we don't go to the grocery store?
Yeah. If it's $15 starting, now I did initially, I thought that this was like a bagging position or something.
Oh, we got into an argument yesterday
because I
about
didn't get
it.
a chance to get anything out. I came at it from an old man perspective because I'm like, man, I bagged for $7.50 an hour. I'm like, man, if I would have been offered $15 as a bagger at that age,
Okay,
I
and
would have
I
been
bagged
thrilled.
at Kroger, okay?
Right, and I would have been thrilled for it. I'm not saying it's a living wage. I'm not saying it's acceptable as an adult. I'm not saying
You
any
were
of that.
saying that.
I
You
w-
were
no,
saying-
I was trying to tell you what I was saying, and I never got a chance. She was fired up.
No, because he was
She
sitting
was
there telling
fired-
me that $15 an hour is. I would have been happy with that if I was a bagger.
When I'm
BS,
an
you
old
can't
man.
pay for. You cannot support yourself.
was 16.
with $15.
I know.
Who cares
I know.
how
No,
old-
No, because I looked at it differently. So when I got into the workforce, I was going to college. That was my thought process, right? So my family, the way that we grew up in Chicago, those jobs, it's not there was anything wrong with them, but they were there as a deterrent. You do not want to do this the rest of your life. You want to go to go
Okay,
to
so
college. You want to get another career. There's nothing wrong with the jobs, but that's not where you want to be long term. You know, the money is in careers. You know, the money is in management. You know, the money is in corporation. That was the mindset. As a 40-year-old guy now, that was definitely more the mindset when I was growing up. So that's the way we looked at
I have a
things.
question.
Yeah.
Do you think then that they should go off on age?
I think situationally. I think situationally, grocery jobs have one of the highest turnover rates of any professions. People
Every profession has a
I
high
know,
turnover
but
rate.
grocery stores, there's just a lot. It's always been kind of a young kid and then older person type of job.
Mm-hmm.
So now that it's become more of a reliance for the heart of the country, the mothers, the younger, the 20 to 30 year olds, there's a redefining that's still happening, a re-education, and that takes time because you're not wrong. Grocery stores are essential, but you know as well as I do, every grocery store is not equal.
Oh, for sure. I worked at Whole Foods. And I was getting paid. You know?
Right,
I was
right.
getting paid at Whole Foods.
So, and I'll bet you that Stop and Shop, $15 here in our town, if that Stop and Shop in West Hartford, it's 18. If it's in Hartford, it's probably
Well, for
not. You know what I
sure.
mean?
Yeah.
They know they can get away with it in certain areas because people are more desperate, and they probably have all kinds of analytics.
Well,
and
that's
all
what I
types
was
of
pissed.
stupid
Well, that's what I
shit.
was pissed about. I was
It is
like,
taking advantage. There's no question.
yeah, like $15 an hour, and they haven't people want to cherish that. Like, it's min wage, and they think people are dumb as hell. Like,
It was the
when
flex
the
that
min
bothered
wage came up, when it boosted up, people were in the months kind of before it boosted up, they were trying to say, oh, we up our rates, we're the highest paying, and I'm like, you're gonna have to pay this shit anyways in 2 months. So it was just, I just hate the scam. I hate that they think people are so dumb and stupid. I don't know.
You know what my fear is? My fear is that there's just such a divide between workers and bosses right now that we're going to continue to see an increase of automation. We're already seeing it a lot in restaurants and things
Well,
like that.
oh yeah, we're seeing it in movie production.
Groceries, everywhere.
We're seeing it as Taylor Swift and Beyonce. They didn't have to go through Hollywood.
And you know
they
why?
went to AMC themselves, and you're going to see more people, more artists. You see them going to TikTok, not. You know, they're doing back in the days, it used to be get signed on a label, and that label will fund, whatever they need to fund. But now TikTok has been doing that for free 99. So I just feel like the way we're going is that we're eventually going to be, we don't need the middleman anymore.
Essentially, we're talking ourselves out of employment. And the simple fact of it is, and everything else is valid. Like it should not be happening. We should be respected as workers, all that. But computers don't talk back.
Right.
And that is the bottom
Well,
line.
what I'm saying is,
You know
like,
what I mean? You don't get a lawsuit for smacking a fucking Coke machine. You know what I mean? It's
No,
like,
I mean-
it's people are going to, I think more time goes on, automation is going to be more accepted. There'll be less scams. And then all of this complaining is just going to divide more. And people are just going to be tired of it. And they're just going to accept the automation. They're going to take that automation overlord stuff. That's my worry.
I think you're talking about so you're talking about technology,
Everyone's going to
computer.
be on a screen.
I'm
Everyone's gonna be
talking
pushing it. Like
about-
no more people at McDonald's. There'll be like 2 people running McDonald's. That's going to cut a lot of jobs. I think there's already a lot of groundwork for this. People have come up with the ideas, the concept of being able to run a McDonald's with 3 to 5 people. That's cutting out 10, 15 people a McDonald's. That's a lot of jobs. That's my worry, is that people are going to be so tired of this conversation and of the divide and the vitriol and the anger and all this and what's deserving, that they're just going to be okay with replacing people with computers, and then we're going to have a real problem. We're going to have a lot of problems. Because Germany kind of went through that for a while. Europe kind of went through that for a while. They created something called like the 400 euro job for that reason. It's like a government sponsored, it's all taxpayer money. But it keeps people working. But you could only work so many hours a day. You can only keep so many of these jobs at a time. It's kind of a complicated thing.
I think technology. Okay, real quick on technology, real quick. But I think that eventually people are gonna. It's America. Once people start getting into one thing, then all of a sudden it's like, you know what? I was kind of happy when people were doing it, because you see that with AI now. You see that with AI. Oh, everyone thought it's amazing, and they still do. However, they're realizing, oh, okay, well, this is something a human would have done a better job with. Yeah. I was speaking more of like, look at this podcast, right? Obviously, there's people who have Spotify exclusives and yada yada, right? But if you want to do a podcast, just do a podcast. Right. You know what I mean? You can grow from 0 subscribers, 0 followers, things like that. Yeah. So what I mean is, like, people are really doing things on their own. If you want a TV show,
world.
you know what I mean? If you want your own show, pull out a camera, pull out an iPhone, and start, being consistent. Like, you don't need that middleman anymore like you used to back in the days. And that's what I'm saying. And I'm trying to generalize that to... I can't speak today.
COVID really did that, though.
I really can't.
That was like the number one job created during the pandemic was streamer. That's why, I bought my Elgato years ago. I've been doing this for years. I bought my Elgato, my camera, all my equipment. I bought it when they were like $79. And then COVID happens, right? And then everybody becomes a streamer. They're like $200 for an Elgato now. Light kits went from $40 to $120. It was crazy how much it increased everything, because we are in that world.
Yeah.
One of my favorite entertainment stories of all time is Kevin Smith. Just because of what he did. He was a passionate nerd who wanted to make films. He couldn't friggin' afford it. So what he did was he sold his comic book collection and he maxed out his credit cards, and he made a little indie film called Clerks. and that became one of the biggest independent films of all time. It's a cult
All right,
classic.
but I wouldn't recommend that, y'all.
No, of course not. But that's not the. The point is, that was what he had to do to follow his dream in the early '90s.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you have a phone, you can pretty much do the exact same thing, and you don't have to sacrifice anything.
Or this camera.
Or well, you're a whole nother case. Whole nother situation right here. This camera.
We have an amazing camera,
We have
and
amazing
I haven't
everything.
learned how to use it
hasn't
properly.
touched
Like
it.
this camera is like used in movies.
I still have to
and
friggin'
I
turn
have
it into
not.
different modes.
Yeah, I haven't learned anything about this camera. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna take like a little class and learn how to use it to its full potential. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what it is. I'm just a stutter butter today.
It might be because of the weather. The weather gets everybody off us a slight smidge. It happens.
And it's the morning. I'm not a morning person.
But you know what? I'm really proud of you. We've been doing this. So when we decided to do this, getting up early and doing the schedule is probably the most intimidating thing of it, because most of the time I have a very limited time in the morning. She's not exactly the most morning person in the world. But this first week of content has been unbelievable. I've had so much fun waking up with you. I've had so much fun getting into our routine. It's been an absolute blast. So it's been a nice addition to the morning. I've really enjoyed it. And
thank
you've
you.
been just a rock star.
you.
She got up before me today.
Okay,
She
but
beat
that
the
wasn't.
alarm.
That was the weather,
And it was
like
tactical.
the weather was moving the door, like boo boo.
Oh,
boo,
that was
boo.
horrible,
The
wasn't
wind, it was, and I was like, "Is there someone here?" And then I also was dreaming that I got arrested in Italy, for murdering someone, and
Oh, no.
yeah, and so
Who'd you murder?
I don't know.
Oh, no.
But Lauren was there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was so weird.
Did she help you?
No. She didn't realize what happened because she had gone to the bathroom while we were at this cafe and I got arrested. I don't know. It was
Nice.
really weird. But I woke up from that, but the door, so there was a lot of like traumatic things going on this morning for me. So
I was up a lot last night because of that door. The wind was banging. I actually thought it was the cat. I thought it was Ollie. I woke up and I went out to the living room and I yelled at him. He was just sitting chilling. I was like, "What are you doing?" He wasn't even by the door. I didn't even put two and
really?
two together. I was
Really?
like, "What are you doing?" He's looking at me like, "What's going on, man?" I'm like, "Get over there. Get over there."
so when did you realize that it wasn't him?
After I walked back in the door, I walked back in the room, the door went. So I went back out and I pet him and I cuddled on him and I gave him a lot of hugs. And
I
love.
was sleeping this whole time.
She was
I don't.
out.
Yeah.
out. And then it did it for the rest of the night. But then I realized why, because we had that window in the bedroom wide
Oh,
open.
okay.
So we were just rattling.
Oh,
it
that
off.
was good. Like, I love sleeping when it's raining. So there was extra rain because usually, so there's like a ASMR, like where you could have like fire crackling noises and rain and stuff, little nice atmosphere.
Yep.
And it
That's
was
what we
beautiful.
sleep to.
Yeah, it was nice. And then you had the actual real rain sound in the background with the window open. So it was great.
Yeah, it was very
That's
nice,
why I slept
actually.
pretty good, except for the dream and the door.
Yeah, well, murder will do that to you.
Hmm.
Murderous dreams.
Oh, speaking of murder, real quick. Oh my god. We're gonna react to something pretty soon, I promise. This morning when I woke up, I bought this eBay card. I don't buy sports cards or whatever.
The Mark Jackson card.
Yes.
You saw? Okay, so this is funny to me. I've been seeing this advertisement everywhere, and that's what it is. That's what it is, by the way. It's an advertisement. You bought it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, this is hilarious. So let me
Just
tell
to
you.
resell it.
Can I? Yeah.
because I bought it for a really cheap price.
You bought it for like 99 cents or something, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to tell you why. So the 1990s is the most overproduced era. And now this is what I do for a living, by the way. I do eBay. I do sports
I'm
cards,
bored.
collectibles. This is what I know. She's already bored. But the 90s are the most overproduced cards in history of anything. So there are millions and millions and millions of sets produced, right? So though that basketball set is in that situation, there are millions, warehouses all over, right? No one can sell them. So on eBay for years, what people have been doing is there's actual sites where people will, you pay them $5 and they'll burn a box of cards and send you the ash or send you a picture, because destroying the cards is more valuable because it creates less. So that stopped working, right? So now people are microfishing for anything they can find. And this one's a legit one because it's actually pretty cool. So Mark Jackson, when he was a rookie, there's a card out there, many cards out there.
Can we get to the part? There's two murderers.
The Menendez brothers.
Yeah, the Menendez brothers. They're
Menendez
murdered.
brothers. No, this is a great story. It needed to be done right. Mark Jackson, was a great player, and he ended
Great.
up being a great coach for the Pacers and all kinds of stuff. See, this, I know things. And he was a rookie, and this card is out there now. But here's the cool thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's an advertisement. It's on all the social media websites. I've been seeing it everywhere. It's pretty crazy, and it's
Yeah.
apparently very effective. So a lot of people are buying this card. It's actually pushing the value of the card a little
Yeah.
bit. It's pretty cool.
It is.
It's pretty cool.
I'm gonna
glad
sell
that you
mine for
saw that.
$100
You
and
think
see
so?
what happens. There's people selling it for $155.
Well, they're asking or are they selling?
Asking.
Yeah, yeah. Did you look at sales?
No.
Yeah, you might want to look at the sales.
Okay. Well, anyways,
You might want to look at the sales.
I bought a card with two murderers on it.
Pretty cool. There's a lot of cards like that are like that you can find. People are starting to collect macabre cards because of that reason now. And you know what the really funny thing is? It's actually a joke from an Addams Family movie, Addams Family Values. It's so, I just love when art imitates life and life imitates art.
All right. So this is the rude lady at Dollar Tree. Let's.
What, ma'am?
She's being a what? Don't lose your job.
I don't have to lose my job. I won't.
Don't lose your $8 an hour job.
Don't worry about it.
Your $650 job.
So that's what initially I didn't like.
Yeah, definitely
So
don't like that.
obviously something happened here. We're gonna find out what happened. But I don't like this thing to where you're going to this Dollar General Family Dollar store. So clearly you can afford dollar stuff. You know what I mean? Like
You're shopping there, and you're going to be like, I'm better than you. You're going to pull the I'm better than you card? Really?
If she wasn't ringing up your stuff, you wouldn't get your
You
stuff.
ain't getting nothing. I understand you mad at her and everything right now, but you're buying stuff from her. Her hands are scanning your things. I'm just saying, keep that in perspective. Be mad, but you ain't better than her. We ain't better than anybody who's helping us.
Facts.
Never, ever, ever forget that. You are still the same. That's what it's supposed to be, right? Come on now.
Don't lose your $650 job.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes, man. Yeah.
She could cry.
Please.
She could cry.
Yeah, she can't
She
cry.
could cry.
She
It's
can't.
a
All the
free
customers ask
country.
me to ask her to
It
cry.
doesn't matter. It's a free country. She
Ma'am,
could cry.
You know what, ma'am? Go ahead. Goodbye.
Oh, she said okay, goodbye. So the customer's going, she can cry, ma'am. It's a free country. So I'm assuming the cashier was like, hey, can you stop your child from crying?
Yeah, she said that can you stop her from crying? She actually just said that customers are asking to have her tell her to stop crying.
How do we feel about this? Because I don't know. This is a problem that I had too with this video. I don't know. I'm not a parent, a mother, but I don't know how I would feel if I had a child. And it's rough being a parent out here in these streets. It's rough being a mom out here in these streets. So then to go to Family Dollar and then have the cashier tell you, have your kid stop crying.
Yep.
I can't help but wonder.
Well, allow me to answer.
I mean, here's the thing. Everyone always says I use a black card, which isn't true, but I can't help but wonder if this was a white family,
Could change a lot.
would she had said anything?
Yeah, I mean, she's white, so it's very possible. I have two perspectives on this. As a father.
Oh, it's windy outside. Oh my gosh. Sorry if you can hear it.
I have two perspectives on this. One as a father who has been in situations somewhat like this. In Germany, it's a little more cut and dry. People don't really get in your business like this too often. But if anybody ever did, I would be the same as this mother. What are you talking about? It's a child. Shut up. You know what I mean? Shut up. It's a child. It's ridiculous. Now, I also am in retail. I work at a pawn shop. And it is a hostile pawn shop in that we have a lot of in and out crazy customers and a lot of interactions. We have kids sometimes, and those kids are not always well behaved. You looking at it from the business standpoint, you can't do anything. You can't say anything. Why would you? Because the only thing you're going to do by saying anything is cost yourself a sale. You're going to alienate the client. You're going to alienate the customer. Kids cry. It bothers me. I get annoyed. You know what I do? I try to solve the situation or I stay the F away. Here's what I do every time that there's a kid crying in my store. I try, if it's a boy or a girl, doesn't matter. I find a toy that's appropriate. I give it to them. I try to talk to them, ask the parent if it's okay. If that doesn't work, I simply walk away. If they need, I say, hey, if you guys need anything, my name's Dave. Just hit me up. I'm going to go take care of some stuff, some stocking stuff, make up something, whatever. That's all you got to do. Let the kid cry. It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes, even though we're all the same and no one's better than anybody else, we do got to learn to stay in our own lane.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know how I feel about her telling her kid, you got to be quiet when she's shopping in the store. I don't like that either. So I think there may be two of them are the rude customers here. I think two of them are rude. It was uncalled for, but I think what she is diminishing this lady to is you're $6.50 an hour, you're $8 an hour. You know, I don't like that.
Which makes her more hostile, by the way. So it's like,
yeah, because she like
situation
takes the
breeds another.
groceries and she puts it beside her. She doesn't even give her the groceries, or she doesn't let her even check out.
So looking at it from her perspective, from a moment, the cashier's perspective. So she probably did not think it was going to cause a big deal to ask for a child to be quiet. She probably didn't think it was going to cause a problem, because why would you want to cause a problem in a store? But once it does cause a problem, it's like, okay, how do I get out of this situation? And then the person starts chirping you about how they're better than you and about how you're $650
And then she has a
an hour
camera,
job,
but
and
she
now
also
she's
has a
filming
camera out,
you.
yeah.
It's like, it's a real high pressure situation at that point, because you know your job's on the line. You know it. You know it. So you have to decide how to react. And the reality is she didn't react well here, and neither did the lady. It's just like, this is very hostile. It's a dollar store, guys.
Yeah.
It's a dollar store.
Goodbye, ma'am. I'm going to finish your service.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. You're welcome.
I will be reporting this.
Okay,
Kanaya, by your stuff. Kids could cry.
Okay. This is what pisses me off too. Why are you putting your child in this situation? Your child is crying. Your child is like, she knows the situation and feels, and you know what I mean? Like, this isn't,
It's exploitation.
why are
She's exploiting
you
her child.
exploiting your child and putting her out there and then go buy your stuff, like putting her in the crossfire?
What about everybody else who's in the dollar store too? They have to shop at the dollar store as well. They ain't happy about that. Now they got to wait longer because you're trying to make a point.
It's not even that,
are you
she's
trying to
using
make?
her kid
Yeah,
to do it
using her
too.
kid to make
That's
a
what I
point.
don't like. And she ultimately becomes like the rudest.
Yep.
I think because when you use your children, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, and this kid's already distraught. This kid's already upset. Now you're just making it worse, and you're doing it to make a viral video.
Right.
Because I bet if she was white, wouldn't nobody be acting like that. I bet if she was white, nobody would be acting like that. Kids could cry.
Whatever, ma'am. Go on. You want me to call the police?
My daughter's checking out. She's a minor. Okay, it's a free country. I can record. It's a free country.
We're allowed to do what we want to in the store.
Exactly. If someone's breaking the law, she ain't breaking no law crying.
I'm not going to keep arguing with you. I'm going to call the cops.
Call them.
Okay, then.
What you gonna do? A 5-year-old's crying?
There you go. You keep on, don't you? You do it, please, ma'am. Hey, Jim.
Make sure she gives you the correct change.
Stop crying!
I had several customers ask for her to be quiet.
Well, she doesn't have to be quiet.
I asked you nicely.
She does not have to be quiet. It's a free country. Kids
It's
cry.
not a free country, ma'am. Here you go.
It's not a free.
What do you want? from
That's
me,
why
ma'am?
she works
Go
at
away.
Dollar Tree, because she. Thank you. You gave me my bag.
I didn't
Thank
give your
you.
bag. I gave your daughter's bag.
Thank you. Hey, keep your Dollar Tree store job.
I hate that, by the way. That always bothers me. Because someone's making it. Now, I'm not saying she's right for making the suggestion, but she's not saying she has to be quiet. She asked you to be quiet. You know, I'm not saying it's
I
right, but
know.
that word mincing thing, if she's not doing it for a right, we're already agreeing that she's exploiting the child, and now I feel that she's using an extra word that wasn't necessary. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
I'm really annoyed with this cashier too
I'm annoyed with both of
because yeah, I kind of am. They're both rude.
They're awful.
The problem is that after you see someone in that situation and you can see her response, her backlash, all that, why are you repeating what customers like? Just say I'm sorry and keep it going.
Yep.
Like, you know, that's why this is, I don't know.
This is 2 minutes and 28 seconds of insanity. It just does not need to be like this. Should not have gone on as long as it did. And the fact is, people do this. You know what? They're both at fault here. They both kept this going way too much, way too long, and they wrong for separate reasons. This is just one of those human things that we're seeing more and more happen. And it might even be because some of the reasons that we talked about earlier. Hell, she even big leagued her. Not only did she start her at $8.50, then she degraded her down to $6.50. She took $2 away from her salary like that. Like that, snap of a finger. Damn, that's hurtful.
I just hate that the kids, like
doing it in front of the kids
if I
sucks.
was the cashier, I would have immediately. Well, one, I don't think I would have told the kid to be quiet. But
Yeah,
two, I would. Yeah, I wouldn't have even told her.
Stay in
like,
your lane.
I would have been like, "There's nothing that I could do about it." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I definitely wouldn't have kept going either.
No.
Like, I just would have. Honestly, if I was the manager, I'd been like, "Here you go. It's free." You know, sorry about that. Have a great day.
Yeah. I'm sorry you had an unpleasant experience today. I hope the next one will be better. I hope your daughter's feeling better.
But
Something.
On the other hand, too, guys, I'm going back and forth. I don't like this rude customer either.
No, she was looking for something, and that's the thing too. We can't say that there aren't people who are not looking for things. The world star mindset. There, people are looking to pull out their phones fast as hell, and not to even shame somebody, just to get the viral clicks, just to get those 5 minutes of fame, and that sucks too because it's like it's hard. You got to question motives more than you did before. You know, it's like, because we shouldn't be in the places that we are. You know, with all the advancements that we've had in the world and everything, all the places that we come, we should not still be having some of the conversations that we have. We should not still be having some of the conflicts that we have. But we do. And we do publicly. And it's constant and it's unfortunate. And then people, how many different accusations was thrown in this one video? You know, as to her motivations, racially, friggin' a big league. I mean, like the whole shebang. And she might have actually just been acting on what she thought was people asking.
Well, she said
you know?
something in the
It's
beginning. So what did she
stupid.
say about? She was like, "What did you say about? What did you say?" And she
Yeah.
didn't repeat it. So I want to know, what did the lady say?
Yeah, that might have been the whole
Yeah,
catalyst.
and we
Yep.
missed that.
Unfortunately.
Keep your Dollar Tree store job. You're going to be so successful. Good job. I don't usually shop at Dollar Tree. Don't have to. Don't have to.
I don't like that all of her kids were there. I don't like that her kids were smiling as they were going out. I think it sets a bad example for the entire friggin' family there. I hate this. I hate the friggin' cashier too. I just, the whole situation. I just don't like that one. That one sucks.
Yeah,
Kids are sensitive. For
I'm
me.
not a fan of this lady or her. But then she did make it a point. No, I didn't give you your bag. I gave you your kid's
Had to
bag.
say
Like, I
something
feel
else.
sorry for your kids.
Yeah.
Not.
Oh, that's how you took that? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah. True.
Yeah, she made it a point. Like, I didn't give you your bag. I gave you your kid's bag. So.
Yeah, true. Because she was like, you did give me my bag. Yeah. They're both trying to make little extra jabs, extra points. That sucks. How would you handle it in a situation like that? I mean, we're both in agreement. You stop it as fast as possible, but is it simple? Like from the mom's perspective, is it as simple as just putting your phone away and just kind of getting over yourself there?
How would I handle that? No, I would just like, oh, what's your name? What's your, what's the store or the corporate number? And I would make a huge complaint. That's what I would do. Was there, oh my God, we got to make so guys, I need Adderall or something but I went to T-Mobile and this is something I have to actually go into, and I'm not the rude customer here. Okay. I promise.
I might be though at the end of this.
I'm not the rude customer. However, they added me another phone line for no reason. So I'm paying another phone line for no reason. And it's the most absurd thing ever. And basically, I got 2 phones. I got a work phone and I got just a because I wanted a phone to where I can only do work stuff, social media stuff. Because if you guys don't know, like Official Rude Customers was previously called Servervent. And I've had that Instagram account since like 2014. And I've gotten like sponsorships and stuff on there and everything like that, right? And I wanted to get back into, being on social media, making it a career and yada yada, right?
She decided to bring me along for the ride this time, though. So she changed the name and changed everything.
I did.
Like, she did not care. It's really a sweet gesture at the end of the day. And I don't care if it was about me or not. She was like, I'm going to take a 40,000 sub haircut for you. 40 if we're lucky. I'm going to take a 40,000 sub haircut just to start a podcast with you. Like,
I know.
right.
We currently have like 15,000 people who are engaged out of the 70,000. So.
But I am a strong proponent, and my entire track record online speaks to it. If you stay consistent, you will grow. You'll build it back. And I think we're on the come up, baby, because this is the hottest podcast in the morning right now. Come on, let's go.
All right, I'm going to get back to my story.
Get back to your story.
So, anyways, what happened was I needed a work phone because I'm really into it. I'm doing this 24/7. And then my old phone that I had, or my current phone that I was using, the camera broke. So I was going to pay off, which I did. I paid off the payments on that phone. And then all I asked was, I'm going to get an upgrade on the phone and let that be for the phone that I have now. And then I'm going to get a work phone. Somehow I have 3 lines that I'm paying for, not 2, 3 lines. So I'm paying for the phone that I already had plus 2 extra lines. Doesn't make any sense to me. Absolutely ridiculous.
It made perfect sense to me, and mainly because I know who she went to.
Yeah, but you knew I was going to T-Mobile, so why wouldn't you have said, "Oh,
I
hey,
did
Blossom,
say
how
that.
come?" No, you didn't.
Before the first time, I thought I told you to like when you told me you were
knew
dealing
I
with
was
that
going
guy?
to T-Mobile, and you said nothing to me that morning, and that was it.
You're right. I didn't think that. I did not tell you.
And then after the fact, oh, did you go to that guy? Oh, I
thought
don't
about
like
it
that
after.
guy.
I didn't think about it until after, but I thought we already had a conversation about that guy because he screwed me over so poorly. And when I had to get my phone redone, because that's why I was dealing with the person that I deal with, she had to redo everything because of this guy. And I thought I told you that when I had it happen because it was just a few months ago.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, I ain't mad at you for it. I don't care. You
Wait,
went.
can we go to T-Mobile today, actually?
Yeah. I mean,
They're
you
probably...
got to go out in the rain.
Yeah,
but
I don't give
care.
a shit because honestly, y'all need to get it together. This rainstorm isn't even that bad, okay? Like this isn't even bad. It's rain coming down,
pretty windy.
but cloudy, okay, windy, but it's just not that bad. So these stores are still going to be open.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying they're not open.
Yeah.
I'm saying no, I wouldn't mean that.
Oh, okay.
I meant, do you want to go out in this?
Yes,
That's what-
because you're
fine.
charging me
Okay,
$435.
yeah. That was the plan to go. We were going.
Yeah.
We were never not going.
I know, but you don't work today.
Yeah, that's why we were never not going. We already made the plan. We were going today. As soon as we're done with this, we can go.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sweet.
And then I'm going to do Dave's stuff. I am going to do Dave's stuff today. By hell or by high water, Dave's stuff is happening today.
Yeah, so I had a heart attack last night when I was sitting on the couch, and I'm like, okay, my bill's ready. Let me look at my bill. And I'm like, $435?
Yeah.
What the heck? And I'm so livid, and I'm still like, I'm like, can they change this? Like, I don't want to be stuck in this. I don't want to be stuck paying for like 3 phone lines. I don't want to do it. So
He's going to change it. Here's the thing. Keep an eye out on your news stations because I might get arrested.
oh my
guy-
gosh, stop.
It's so
No,
bad.
don't
This
be the
guy
rude
drives. I'm going to try
customer.
not to. He's hard, man. Like, just by me going in there, if he's there and I have to deal with him, he hates me and I hate him. But I will do it. I'll get it done. I'm hoping Steph will be there. Steph is the manager. She's awesome. If she's there, we'll be in and out in 10 minutes. She'll take care of everything.
I'm really
She's
anxiety
anxious.
over it.
Yeah, she is.
I don't like
I
it.
feel bad
I
for
don't
her.
like the fact that I may have to pay for a phone line.
No, we're gonna get it fixed because that's redeemed. It's ridiculous. You might have to pay it this month. There may not
See,
be a way around
that's
that.
what I hate that. Like,
and
why
then
should I have to
they
suffer?
might reimburse you.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll talk to them. We'll go up there. We'll figure it out. because that's ridiculous.
I'm so pissed off. I'm
You have a right
so
to be.
fucking pissed
Like
off.
you were
about
paying
it.
one something before. I don't understand how
Went
even
to
two lines could make it.
$435.
You're not extra phones. You didn't buy any phones. You didn't buy any hardware. It's just lines.
Well, here's the thing. I did buy. So I bought. It's so good.
But
Okay.
you paid for it outright.
Right. So if you
That's
guys
what I
can
mean.
understand, so I had my phone, and because I don't think I explained it, clear. So I had my phone, right? I just had one phone, and I one day got mad, threw my phone, and then the camera broke, right? So I was like, I'm almost done making the payments on this phone. So what I'm gonna do with this one phone is I'm gonna go in, finish making the payments on this one phone, and then replace that phone with a new phone on the same line, right? That was the plan, right? So I went in, made the payments for that phone that I broke the camera to, and I bought a new phone for that line, made the full payments, retail price for that phone, so there would be no payments on the phone. Then I said, hey, can I please get a work phone? So then, so I got two phones, and so all he needed to do was add another line. That's it. I'm paying for 3 lines. I'm paying for my main phone that I had plus 2 other lines.
Got to be more stuff too. He had to have added more things on there. There's got to be something else because that's such an astronomical amount. And I think an extra line's only $35. This doesn't.
Well,
make
he
sense.
told me that I wouldn't even be paying for, like, I don't know. I'm
he's
over it.
The worst.
I
We're
can't.
gonna go figure it out.
Can't do it. But
We gonna go figure it out.
But yeah, any last thoughts? I know this was kind of like a rambly.
This is
Episode.
by the way, if you guys love this podcast, you just got like an hour of it. So
This is not an hour.
yeah,
No, it's not.
honey, it's 9:20.
Okay.
We started before 8:20.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Wait until she sees how long this podcast was.
Okay,
we just
maybe.
crushed it for like an hour.
I don't.
That's when you know it's good. That's when you know it's good. When you don't even realize how
It's
long.
cringe when you say that's when you know it's
Nope.
good.
Nope.
Because
Nope.
now you think you're good.
I'm great. She's great.
No,
we're
not
Hit
great.
the like button. You know it.
We're
Like,
not
subscribe.
great.
We
We're
the best.
new to this game.
We the best.
We're new to the
around.
game,
Hey,
okay?
if
We
we
don't
don't
know
believe in us,
anything.
you ain't gonna believe in us.
I didn't say we don't believe in us. I'm just not going to sit here and be like we're great when we're
pretty
probably
great.
not.
I think we're great.
I don't think we're that great, but
I think we're amazing.
okay. You can have the energy for the both of us.
I will.
All right,
You just
guys.
fake your way through life, baby. Woo!
Thank you guys for watching or listening.
Listening, watching, supporting, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And wherever you are, be good to your servers today.
And we will see you back here tomorrow.
Every day.
Monday through Fridays.
Bye.